Welcome, Jacob, to the Anime Dad podcast. I'm a massive fan, and it is really, really cool to have you on.
Well, thank you so much. I am so happy to be on. This is my first podcast, so I'm really excited. Let's just get on into it, man. I'm excited.
Awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, like I was saying before we started the show, I'm a really, really big fan, and I love your work. You're very, very funny. I love your takes on anime and the characters you portray and play. Um, Before I get into it, have you said who the woman is who comes into your room? Is that your partner, or is that
That is
um,
my mom, actually.
your
Yes,
mother?
that is my mom.
Oh, it is your mum.
I do live with my parents, which is I'm really thankful because when COVID happened, I was in college, right? And then I was like starting to get into content and everything, but I moved back home, got a job here, and I've been living with my parents for the last, I think, year and a half, 2 years now. And about a year ago, I just asked my mom, just for fun. I was like, "Hey, you want to film walking into my video?" Or because I already had it at that point about 500,000 followers. But I was like, I'm going to just do something fun. And asked my mom, "Hey, let's do something fun," and she got it, and that video blew up. Oh my gosh. It was crazy. So I kinda made it a theme, to have her in my videos and things like that, and it's been great. She loves to be in those videos, and she loves it, so it's awesome.
What
We're
does she
team.
think about being a internet superstar?
She, uh she just loves the comments. There's a few comments that she's like, that's kinda weird." It's the internet. And I tell her that I'm like, "Mom, like you can't you can't look at everything just take everything with a grain of salt." And it took a few months like getting used to that. Like those first couple months when we were popping off. Not saying we still don't pop off, but uh it was just weird getting used to it first. But we have fun. We're a team. It's great. I love doing videos with her. And it's much more easy because she's already here, and like I've had buddies film before here, but it's just much easier to be like, "Hey mom, can you just film this real quick?" And then we get it
Hmm.
done. So
Heck yeah,
absolutely.
that's great, and nice that you're
Absolutely.
close with your family as well.
Right.
I've noticed, where I live in New Zealand, there's not a tremendous amount of people who are close and connected with their family. But I'm from South Africa, and that's where we are quite close and connected and
Oh
have a good
wow.
relationship with our family. So, um,
Absolutely.
I think families need to stick together for sure.
That's awesome. No, yeah, after COVID, man, or during COVID, I was just so thankful that they were able to, and they support me with this, they really do, and I really appreciate them. And they Funny enough, you're asking me about my mom. She started anime because of this, okay? Because of what I do. And she watched JoJo's up to she finished part 3, and now she's on to One Piece, and she's a huge anime fan, so it's really cool. So,
That must
yeah.
be incredible. Having your mother to be an anime fan is so cool. My parents still think, "What the heck are you watching?" But having your mother as an anime fan is cool. I think I've seen a couple of your videos in the past of your mum. You walk in the room and your mum's watching anime, and that's or watching One Piece, something like that. I love that.
Yeah,
That's so cool that you guys have that dynamic. So for those
absolutely.
of you fans who might not know who you are, you have a lot of fans here in New Zealand. I've been telling people over the past few weeks that I'm having you on the podcast, and people are excited and happy. But for those who don't know who you are, who are you and what do you do?
Right, so great question. My real name, it's my last name is not Weeby. That's my social media name. My real name is Jacob Carey. Weeby was just a name that I made, kind of to set the precedent that I wanted to make anime content. Um, Now, although I love to do anime content and I love to do anime voices, I realized that I was kind of holding my talent back by just doing anime content. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that uh, I don't like doing anime content. I just kind of reached out. I started doing Walking Dead, Breaking Bad. I love to do impressions of all kinds, right? Pretty much how it goes usually is that I'll be watching a show. Okay, I'll watch a show and I'll be like, man, I'm really enjoying the show. And I'll start to, like while I'm working out or while I'm working on a video, I'll start trying to sound like them. I'll start, and it sounds weird when me talking about it sounds weird, but like I'll be in the car and I'll start like practicing doing impressions and things like that because you want to really get it down before you post it online because people will like when they say everyone's a critic, they ain't lying. Okay, the comments like but I just try to make sure it's down whatever impression that I'm doing. um, and I also realized that not a lot of people were doing like the Japanese impressions, right? We saw a lot of English impressions and things like that. Uh, but I wanted to take it a step further, like Jotaro, for example. Like, like that is that's like the Japanese impression, and no one had ever done that before. And I was like, I want to do this. That's really cool. So I did jokes about that. I also did Kirio Shikage, which Japanese is I broke my streak on Duolingo. I did like a year and a half worth. I stopped like 3 months ago because I broke my streak. And once you break your streak,
No.
I know. But I learned a lot, and it really helped with and it still helps because I have a good foundation. I have a good year and a half of learning and knowing how things sound.
Mm.
Japanese people, like, it is so different than English, and it's very difficult to learn
I
from a
was gonna
native
say,
English.
I'm so impressed of you with the Japanese. It's amazing because I'm on
Thank
Duolingo
you. I appreciate
Japanese,
that.
and I'm on like a 60-day streak. But every morning you get up, it's the first thing I do to make sure
That's
I don't
awesome.
break the streak. But yeah, your
That's
Japanese is
awesome.
on point, and your
Thank
impressions
you.
are incredible as well. So you
Thank
need to
you.
make a TikTok video of you sitting in a car doing a practice impression and looking over and
Just
seeing someone just staring at
practicing session. That's a good idea. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. But yeah, no, I'm just thankful. I mean, the Japanese, it's really hard. If you're gonna do it, you just gotta practice like everything else, you know. But it was really fun. I loved Jotaro. I feel like was kind of like the thing that really like set the stage for me, you know. And which is strange because I was thinking, I was like, I did all these other. I did Demon Slayer. I did Naruto. I mean, all these that I have on my posters. Like I did a lot of those before, but JoJo's was the one that really popped my channel off. And I
Mm,
think back, and I'm like, I guess JoJo's in the internet just has like this thing. I guess like JoJo's is really memeable. I guess
true.
I don't know, but and then from JoJo's I started doing other anime and different live action shows, but uh Jotaro will always be my first. Like when I look back on my content, I'll be like, there's a special place in my heart for Jotaro. So absolutely.
That's cool. I loved your I only thought about it now. I haven't seen it in a while. I don't think you've done it recently, but knocking on the door and having a manga of Naruto and saying you're going to the Naruto church, or
That was
I love that. I love that. That's so funny.
the church hidden in the leaves, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Did you
Brings
have
back a lot of memories.
how big's your congregation? I mean, we have a big one now.
Oh, well, that's the thing. It's like at the time, I had only watched one of those, and that was Naruto,
Mm.
right? And I was just saying in the name of Ichigo, Luffy, and Naruto, right? I didn't even know Ichigo and Luffy. I just did those because they're the big three, right?
Ah.
But yeah, pretty big. Man, the congregation has gotten huge. I was doing those when I had like 200,000. And now I'm at like, and people, and I love it because I have more and more people telling me that they're like, dude, I remember your cult videos. I remember your church hidden in the leaves. And I was like, man, that was back when I was first starting, but you know, it was great, man. I love it. I love that idea, the congregation. But yeah, it's definitely gotten bigger for sure.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. All right. Well, do you have a best dad joke for us? Do you have a dad joke or a joke for us that you can tell?
Yes, I do. What did the ocean say to the beach?
What?
He didn't say anything. He just waved.
Oh, that's good. I'll add it to the
Yeah.
collection. That is good. I'm gonna, I'm gonna,
So
t-
good. It's
I'm gonna get some brownie points for my daughter. I write a collection, say it to my daughter, and I get some laughs from her. So that's a very, very good one. I think the last one I had on the show, I spoke to someone, and she said this was a dad joke. She said, um, something about "I'll be the six, you be the nine," and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to tell that one to my daughter. Some joke like that, but that was funny. Um,
100%.
all right, what's your top three anime? Would JoJo's be in there?
Oh, great question. I really like JoJo's, but it is not in my top 3. Okay?
Yeah.
And obviously, by what I'm wearing, you can probably guess but my number 1 is. And
Woo.
it wasn't always my number 1. It's only been my number 1 for the last probably 5 or 6 months.
Right.
I've been watching Oh, yeah.
Yeah, One Piece
Yes,
shirt as
sir.
well.
Yes, sir. We're both representing the GOAT. Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
So I started One Piece back in so about a year ago, probably. That's when I started it. And it's taken me a year to get caught. I mean, I'm not caught up. I'm like 20 episodes away from being caught up, but now I'm to the point where I don't want to get caught up. So I'm like
Mm.
watching movies and trying to slow down because once I do get caught up, it's like a pain, right? You're like, I'm caught up. I don't have anything else to do. Uh, but One Piece, man, it's not only my favorite anime, it's like one of my favorite shows of all time. And
Completely agree.
I, if I don't know how far you are in it, but the storytelling, it's on par with Tolkien and all these other legendary writers,
Mm.
Hitchcock. The writers, very very few pieces of art I can look at and just be like, wow. And it kind of separates itself from other anime. It really does. Not saying Naruto's bad, not saying Attack on Titan's bad, not saying those are all great in their own way. So top 3, definitely One Piece is number 1. Number 2, probably gonna have to give it to Naruto.
Mm.
Naruto, I love Naruto, but I think Naruto Shippuden is probably the best out of the original, and Naruto Shippuden has the best arcs, best characters, and best backstories. However, Boruto is really kind of, it's just not what it was,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. But
Hmm.
I'm not Naruto Shippuden is great. And number 3, it's like I want to give it to like Attack on Titan, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is really good too, and it's very hard. Attack on Titan is weird because it's like they've been on the final season for the last 4 years, you know? And it's like it kind of doesn't kill the vibe because the story's already written. We know how good of a story it is, but as an anime, it just kind of feels like it's really being dragged on. It's
Yeah,
like, but that's just me personally. I love it. I still love the story. Um I think I'm gonna have to give number 3 to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood though.
good.
I really do think I think I'm gonna have to do that. But so yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So
I
those are my
like that,
top 3.
bro. One Piece is yeah, it's my number one as well. I'm up to 1-0 now, and I'm at the point. Um, but now that I'm in 1-0, I I'm also taking it slower. I'm watching like one episode a night, 1 or 2 episodes a night, just
Right.
because I'm like, yeah, like you said, I don't want to be caught up. I don't want to be waiting for week to week. I want to, when I'm in a One Piece zone, I want to jump on there and watch and get excited about it. Um, but yeah, absolutely incredible. Who's your favorite character in One Piece?
Oh, that's another hard one. Oh man, so many great characters. I think the coolest character is probably Zoro.
Hmm.
And when I say cool, just like you know, the just how his backstory isn't necessarily super complicated, but he's still cool anyways.
So cool.
Uh I think I have my straw hats over here. That's why I'm looking. Um Man, so many great characters. I think honestly Nico Robin. Honestly.
Okay.
I love Water 7 Any Sloppy is probably my favorite arc. Um and I combine those two because they're both very like, they're both hand in hand with each other.
Oh yeah,
Nico
and
Robin's back Nico Robin's backstory, just her as a character, she's, it's an indicator of like what all female characters need to be in anime. You look to Nico Robin and you're like, wow, like this sets the stage. This is the bar, right?
Completely
Like
agree. Completely agree. And we actually, me and my daughter watched the Ennie's lobby moments when they were standing there, and um, what she's like, what's her iconic line? I want to
I want to
live.
live. I want to
Yeah.
live. Yeah. Yeah.
Me and we watched that last night. I just wanted to show her and get
Huge.
goosebumps again, and yeah, goosebumps straight away. It's so freaking good.
Yeah.
Um, have you now having the Japanese knowledge that you have, having a basic, having have you been to Japan? Have you is it on the cards?
I really wanted to go, but it's kind of been shut down, or they're not shut down anymore. They're open now. But during COVID for like 3 or 4 years, like they were not letting anyone in. I would love to go in the next year or two. I'm planning. I just haven't really like set a date yet, but I would love to go one of these days.
Mm,
I know I have friends who live there who have told me about it. They say it's awesome. They come back with trips and things like that. They come back to the States. But they tell me it's just a blast, and I it's really, they say it's really like peaceful and like really just everyone's on the same wavelength there. Here in the States, we're all doing our own things and
mhm.
we're all going in different directions and we all want to do what we want to do. Well, in Japan, it's more of a collective, you know, like like I said, it's like a wavelength and they're all in this, and it just makes things more peaceful, and it's more just convenient for everyone. So I would love to go see the cultural difference. It's just
Yeah.
something that I'm really interested in.
I
So
remember I remember hearing about, I think it was the World Cup, when the Japanese fans, tidied up, stayed behind. I think they won. It tidied up the stadium, and then there's definitely a culture of respect and kindness over there. So yeah, it's my plan to,
absolutely.
to head over there in the next few months. I reckon me and my daughter will go over
Oh,
for a bit of a trip and
awesome.
check.
Well, you guys have fun. You guys
Yeah,
have fun. That sounds awesome.
thank you. My 3 words that I learned from Duolingo. I think I need to at least get to streak 100 before before I um before I head there officially. But no, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Um,
Absolutely.
have you been asked to, with your massive following that you have you been asked to do any conventions or any signings or anything like that?
So I've been to I will be going to Fan Expo in Dallas, and that's next month actually.
Cool.
So I'm really excited about that. It's weird because at conventions, at my level at least, like they let me go for free, but they don't like set anything up for me, which is a little chaotic because I have people like stopping me every like 2 or 3 minutes, to talk to me or take a
Hmm.
picture, like, "Oh, are you that guy?" Or like, and that's great. But the last convention I went to was ACON, which is about a year ago, which is hard to believe. And it was really fun. But like I said, it was a little chaotic. I loved
Mm,
it. I loved it. It was just I'm hoping this time around that I'm able to do more like professional things, like because I don't know if I told you I'm trying to get into voice acting.
mhm.
Uh and I'm really hoping that I can use this as a way to meet some actors and network. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I
So,
suspected that with your talent and with what you do.
yeah.
Um, where are you on that process? Are you have you got, I mean, you don't need a demo with the amount of social media stuff you do, but have you spoken to Funimation, Crunchyroll now?
Right. So I'm actually taking classes with the ADR director of One Piece, Dr. Stone,
Mm,
and a bunch of other. He does every, like they have all these directors, like he told me personally, he's like, man, I'm working on this week, this on this week. Like they just all do everything. So I'm taking classes with him, really learning to act between the flaps. That's what they call it in
hmm.
Crunchyroll,
Hmm.
because when the flaps are open, that's when you're acting. When they're closed, you got to stop acting at that point.
True.
Uh, so really learning that. I did take some classes at another school called Voices Carry, which helped me with commercial and character. But I'm really trying to focus on anime right now. Which, if you're gonna do anime, you got to get some experience in acting live, which is what I love about this class because they're using actual scenes and actual things that they can edit, and you watch them edit the process and everything like that. But yeah, I'm taking classes with him. And the main thing with voice acting is just mastering your craft and making sure that you're confident so that if you do get an opportunity, you do not mess it up, right?
Mm.
You're confident in what you're doing. It's okay to be a little nervous. It's okay to be a little nervous, but to get to be confident. And what's really exciting is that he brings on casting directors every week, right? So that's what's really exciting, is that you're able to show your talent off to these potential casting directors. And once they have a face with your voice, that really helps you, you know, get yourself out there. So I'm really excited. I haven't voiced anything yet. But I'm like, man, I'm like right there, like when you're on the waterfall and you're like right there about to drop. That's kind of like what it feels like, you
That is
know?
so exciting. Oh my
Right,
goodness. Is there
right.
stuff that you can't talk about?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, just some of the yeah, just a little bit. But
Mm.
I mean, it's not like crazy, like nothing crazy crazy. But yeah, it's really exciting because I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is like 4 hours north of Dallas. I
Yeah.
don't live in Dallas, right? Uh, and Dallas is the headquarters of Crunchyroll.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna have to make some commutes, which will be really exciting. Which I love. That sounds great to me. Like go down 4 hours, uh, do my part for a few days, and then head back up to my HQ to make some videos. And eventually I do want to move out. I think I'm getting a little too comfortable, if I'm being honest. You know, you get comfortable and you're like, man, I just time goes by, and you lose track of time and you're on the grind and you're working hard. And I guess that's how you're doing a good job, is when time is going by really quick. So yeah, I'm just really excited about that.
Cool.
I really am. I'm just trying to learn more than anything. That's really what I tell whoever's interested in voice acting, whoever's watching, if anyone's in the audience interested in voice acting. Learn, learn. And also, I would say put yourself out there.
Hmm.
Like on create content. Like not like, I mean, you like I do. Yeah, exactly. Get yourself out there.
Hmm.
And don't there's people who criticize me to this day. There's people who say, "Oh, dude, you don't sound like that character at all." It's okay. You got yourself out there. What's the worst thing that happens? Someone doesn't think you do the best voice, or someone doesn't think you're good. Part of being an actor and part of marketing yourself is knowing that those things actually strengthen you, and that
Yeah.
it makes you stronger as an individual, and as a way to market yourself as an actor. So I would just say, if you're interested, you can go on Twitter, submit auditions every day, uh, but it's not really going to separate yourself from everyone else, if that makes sense.
Complete
So
sense. Complete sense.
that's
And for
just that's just that's just my opinion.
that's
So
great advice. That really is good advice. And there is a lot of voice actor, what not wannabes, voice actor, aspiring voice actors, who are fans who really want to get into it. So that's really really good advice. Thank you very much. And I mean, you've separated yourself tremendously with what you've done. Is there any voice actor that you haven't met that you really want to meet?
yes, and I'm hoping I should be able to meet him at Fan Expo, which I'm really excited, and that's Ian Sinclair.
Hmm.
Love, man, I Ian Sinclair probably has given the best dub performance I've ever. I mean, not I love Sean and I love Chris Sabat on Dragon Ball Z, but oh my gosh, Ian Sinclair as the narrator for Love Is War. I don't know if you watched it or not.
No.
His performance was making me laugh so hard. Like I'm convinced the dude like did a line of cocaine or something, and then went into the booth. Like I swear, you listen to him in that show. Just type. I'm telling you, you don't have to watch the show. Just go on YouTube tonight. Type in "Love Is War" dub, and it'll just be a highlight of all the clips. He was hilarious uh, as the narrator, and also I don't know if you watch the dub of One Piece, but he also voices Brook. in One Piece. I do not personally watch the dub. I respect the heck out of the dub. I personally watch the sub for One
Yeah,
Piece, but that's just me.
I do a bit of both as well.
Right.
But yeah, Ian Sinclair's great as Brooke.
Mhm.
And then also, I noticed him the other day. I was watching Assassination Classroom with my daughter. Have you seen that Assassination Classroom?
I've seen like I started it like
Mm.
I watched like 5 or 6 episodes of it about a year ago, but I was watching One Piece at the time and you know how it
Yeah,
is. So
yeah, you
I
have.
I need to finish it though. I'm at a point where I need to, finish everything that I started. So but anyways, what were you gonna say?
Very good. And the dub, Sunny Strait
Okay.
is Corey's sensei. He's Krillin as well, for those who don't know, and Usopp
And
and
Sanji.
uh,
Oh, not Sanji.
yeah,
Usopp.
so
Sorry. Why did I say Sanji?
he'll be a funny Sanji, and then
Uh,
and then Ian Sinclair is the guy called the Reaper, who
okay.
comes later on, and he does a very, very good job. I didn't know that, but I heard his voice and I could pick it up. And I'm like, ah. I googled it and he popped up, but yeah, very, very cool guy. I'm gonna get him on the show in the next couple of months, which will be exciting as
Oh,
well.
that's awesome. Well, I
Um,
noticed you had Sunny on your show, which is awesome. I looked at your YouTube and I was like, wow, he's gotten a lot of voice actors and a lot of influencers too. I was like, this is awesome. So I thank you again for bringing me on. This is great.
No, no, no.
So
It's amazing. My whole motivation for it was I live in a small town and I've got three people to talk to, which is my family, and I want to talk to people about anime, and there's a lot of old people in this town as well, and they don't know anime, so that's all I wanted to do. And then I spoke to some really cool people. Met Veronica Taylor, original voice actor for Pokemon, Ash initially,
oh
and it just
wow.
spiraled from there. And yeah, it's great. I'm loving talking to people like you and influencers and stuff. Is there any social media influencers that you follow that you get inspiration from or you enjoy watching?
Right. Yeah, no, I follow a bunch. And honestly, like just looking at it, man, I'm kind of like all over the place. I Pixel is a huge I don't know if you've heard of Pixel Drink. He's on YouTube too. He does a lot of My Hero Academia voices and things like that. You know, I'm really all Jack Chalmers is a great impressionist. Jackson Luna, Straw Hat Goofy, definitely Straw Hat Goofy. I got to say Straw Hat Goofy.
Yeah.
Um, I don't. Do you know who Straw Hat Goofy is?
Yeah, I do. I do. He's
Yeah,
very, very good. And have you
he.
collaborated with him?
I have not. I've really been thinking of reaching out to him. It's just really difficult because I told you I'm in Tulsa and everyone else is like in LA or
Mm,
California, which is like 18 hours away from where I am. So it's a little difficult to do collaborations. So that's why I'm really trying to look at, different areas like in Dallas, which, Dallas or I feel like I shouldn't move to LA until I really start getting the good opportunities. You don't go out to LA uh, unless you're ready and you're set,
right, right.
So but absolutely, I would love to collaborate with them, but I really need to. Try at Goofy, uh, like I said, I kind of see myself kind of like him. He
Hmm.
started out as anime, obviously his name, uh, Straw Hat
Hmm.
Goofy, but
Where does
he
that come from?
is,
Where does that originate from? I'm just joking. Stu Atkin.
but yeah, no, I kind of see myself in him because he does everything. He's like one of the Marvel premiere guys now.
I
He
know.
like he does movie premieres, and that just blows my mind that he's been able to go up that ladder and help do these premieres for these Marvel movies, and he's able to do like the early screenings, things like that. And it just blows my mind. And I'm like, dude, that is awesome. He's been able to make his connections and network, which is great. So yeah, that's awesome.
It's incredible. It's a really, really, really incredible. I just spoke to a guy this morning. His name is Luke Vespori. He does a lot of Tanjiro voiceover and stuff like that.
I know Luke. He's a great friend of mine. Yeah, absolutely.
Ah,
Did you
really?
do an interview with him this morning?
Yes.
That's awesome. No, that's great. Yeah, he'll see this video. Luke, bro, I love you, man. Uh me and him have worked on a few things like in our server and stuff like that where he's great. He's really talented too. He really
Very,
is.
very
He's
talented.
he's really popped off these last couple months, and I told him that personally. He's doing great. He does a lot of great Demon Slayer voices and things like that, and he's great. And
Mm,
since we're talking about TikTokers that I love to follow and that I love their content, Luke is awesome. He's
hmm.
great.
And his hair, you can't beat his hair.
Oh no, absolutely not. And the thing that cracks me up the most is that he starts all of his videos. If he's not talking, he's just looking in the camera.
Yes.
He'll just start looking in the camera, and it always gets me because he's just like it's like he's giving me a death stare. I don't know if he
Yeah.
does this intentionally or like it's just funny to me, but it cracks me up. It just cracks me up. But
Heck yeah.
and then the things that he says in Chandro's voice, I'm like, it sounds so bad, but it sounds so good. You know, it's great. So yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
cool. That's really good to know. Yeah, we did some improv scenes with him, and that was a lot of fun. All right, talking
absolutely.
about improv scenes, could you for me, um, say, hi, my name's Jacob, and welcome to the Anime Dad podcast, and then say it in a couple of your key voices, if you could.
Okay, sure. I'll do an because I'll do Jotaro English dub. Um, and I can also I'm trying to think of another voice to do. I can do Tanjiro. I can also do Jesse Pinkman from Breaking
Yeah,
Bad. It's whatever.
yeah,
Is that okay?
I like it.
Okay. All right. So I'll just do one. This is my first one this normal. Okay. Hi, and welcome to the Anime Dad podcast.
Perfect.
Hey, my name is Jotaro Kujo, and welcome to the Anime Podcast. I messed that up. Let me do that again. Hi, and welcome to the Anime Dad Podcast. Okay. Yo, like, what's up, yo? My name's Jesse Pinkman, and welcome to the Anime Dad Podcast, yo. Hi, my name is Tanjiro Komodo, and welcome to the Anime Dad Podcast. Those are just a few of mine. So,
Amazing. Amazing. You're very talented, bro. That's incredible. I mean, I know you're very talented. I follow you on social media, but that's off the cuff. Very, very, very good. Wow. And Breaking Bad is hilarious. I love your mum walking in, seeing you watching Breaking Bad, and you sound a little bit like Eminem when you when you stand up sometimes, actually. Hey mum, it's so cool. It's so cool. Is that one of your
that's
favorite
great.
shows that are not anime?
Yeah, absolutely. But Breaking Bad, man, uh I just finished Better Call Saul about a week ago, actually, which is the prequel.
Mhm.
And it just reminded me, like those final episodes, it just reminded because Vince Gilligan, who's the writer, he did a great job of connecting Better Call Saul with Breaking Bad in those final episodes. And it just reminded me, I was like, man, this will go down as one of the best uh shows of all time. And yes, Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad are two separate shows, but they kind of feel like one,
Mhm.
because you're getting the story before Walter White, which I love. It's definitely one of my favorite shows. But yeah, for sure, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, The Walking Dead. I like The Walking Dead. I just do a lot of videos about it because it's really memed for some reason. I don't know. It's just people love Walking Dead memes, so I practice my Rick Grimes a little bit
Very
and
good at
got
it
it
too.
down.
I love that when
Yeah.
when he stares off. Very
Cool.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
um,
There's Walker's Cool.
yeah, baby. I love that. I love it. Real cool. All right. Well, to finish off, could you give us probably Joe? Joe would be the main guy to say this, but give us a little bit of a life motivational speech in his voice. So, a motivation for life, a little speech when you're ready.
Okay. Listen, in any time that you do anything in life, you always have to have your fists ready, no matter what you do. No matter what. Okay, that's terrible. I got to have more time to think. I apologize. Wow.
That
Uh,
was good. But yeah, all right, all right. Ready? Let's go again. Come on, give it a go.
listen, just like Dio, if you don't get out of my way, whatever happens in your life, you got to have your fists ready. And that's coming from Jotaro Kujo. You know who I am, old man? Then let's do it right now. So,
Yes. Love it. Very good. And you saying old man hurt me a little bit actually. I'm only 30. Um, I'm not. How old are you, by the way, Jacob?
I'm 23.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
23 actually. So yeah, and that old man wasn't
I
necessarily
know, I
directed
know.
at
I'm
you.
just joking.
I was just calling everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
No, that
but
was absolutely perfect.
yeah, hey, and next time if you ever do have me on in the future, like as a voice actor or something, we're gonna have to do another one of that to where I
Heck
can.
yeah. Well, like I said,
So-
once you break the voice acting scene, I'll just say, no thanks needed. I'll do like a video saying, "Listen, I interviewed him first. As soon as I interviewed him, he got that role. He was the next Saitama or, or the next Tanjiro, thanks to me." No, no, that was awesome, Jacob. You're such a nice guy. So easy to talk to. I'm a massive fan, like I said, and I'm gonna keep watching your content, commenting on it, and sharing it around. And everyone should do the same because it's so freaking good and so funny. And you must, especially through COVID, you must have brought so many smiles and a lot of joy to people's lives. And in a world where that is few and far between, it makes a lot of people happy, and it helps my mental health, and I'm sure a lot of other people's mental health as well.
well, yeah, it really does. I keep having to remind myself that, right, that I'm doing this to help people, and I'm doing this to help them have a better day. And I sometimes forget that, so I really appreciate you telling me that. I really do. Just every time I make content, I'm trying to make people laugh. So that's awesome. Thank you so much.
No
Yeah.
worries. All right. Speak soon.
Thank you, man. So much. Thank you.